Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is kind of an update to our 4-port video from a few days ago. I promised that I was going to go back and revisit the PID loop as well as the hertz range that I was running the 4-port at on the Civic. So as you can see down here in the corner, I increased the hertz just a little bit, 12 hertz versus 10, not too much. Realistically though, at this point, that is 20% faster. I doubled the proportional, I doubled the derivative, and I kind of arbitrarily picked a number on the integral. I think that's an increase of about 50%, 40%, something like that. But as we look at the feedback rate, we're going to start to see the boost target here, 225. We're going to see the actuals up here, 134. And the error. So obviously right now we're undershooting by 90 kPa. It's running 27% wastegate duty cycle. The feedback hasn't started, and that's because I have it to where it's open loop until it gets within 7 kPa, or about 1 pound, of the target. So as soon as it starts to ramp up, if you watch in the corner there, the map, it's 195. It's going to get up to about 225 here. Right around this point, it's going to start its feedback. Should be right here, I think. So it's going to start adding to the error, or it's going to start adding duty cycle to correct for the error, rather. So we're at 214 kPa. We're going to start progressing. You're going to see this number right here, boost feedback PID. So it's adding 0.6%. We see the total control is 29.6. Base duty is 29. Now watch that as it grows. It's a lot faster than it was in the last video. It's moving around. It's doing a little bit better job. It still overshoots a little, which it's a race car. We're not too worried about it. But as you can see, just moving the PID loop numbers up and that slight hertz change dramatically increased the speed of error correction in its attempt to maintain a given boost level. And while it did overshoot the target a little bit, here, what it looks like 20 kPa, so 3 pounds, it was doing its best to correct. And right towards the end of the pull, it had gotten just a slight bit out of control, but not enough to worry about. That particular pull ended up being 20.6 psi. It made right around 850 wheel, 556 foot-pounds. So nice easy test to make sure that the PID change wasn't going to create a wobbly boost curve where it looked like a roller coaster or continue to be lazy. And in fact, I might slow it down just a little, but close enough that I think it'll allow us to get to the track and make some test hits. Well, I hope everybody's doing good and you like this update. One of our viewers, John Wood, did ask about running the boost in open loop on a 4-port. So if we back to this real fast, I had forgot to cover that. While I'm running a closed loop system, when we look at the percentages, I have a very slow system because of that hertz change. Now, Uncle John, on the other hand, can't change that. He's locked out at what the factory runs the solenoid at in his GTR. So he might be 3 times faster. He might be 32 or 33 hertz. For him, 1% might end up being a change of 1 pound. So it gets very touchy. This is also relative to the turbos he's using and to the wastegate spring choice that he has. We've had cars with 30Rs that 50%, you get 25 pounds, and then from 50 to 55% wastegate duty cycle, it jumps another 5 pounds. So you have real good control over what I would call low boost, and then as you get to the high boost, it makes it really easy to dial your high boost side in. Now that doesn't necessarily help John, because his question was how could he make it better? Well, unfortunately, the answer is a different ECU, or possibly lowering the spring in the wastegates to the point where maybe he doesn't get as much as he wants out the top, but where he drives the most is going to be more accurate. Sometimes there's not good answers, unfortunately. Boost controls, turbo response, ECU choice, or how the ECU works, we get limited. So we got to sometimes make those compromises that we don't want to. And unfortunately for John, he's kind of in that situation. It might just be a touchy system. Anyway, that does conclude the 4-port update. Take care, guys. Talk to you later.